subscribe. Tariq Radio. Watch and subscribe.
Hey, we're in the building. We're in the building. We are in the building, ladies and gentlemen. And let me give a round of applause to you. Boom. There it is. We're in here, ladies and gentlemen. We're a little early on this broadcast. We're a little early, which is good. Going to tap into some new audience members here. But usually I do the broadcast much later, but we're early now because I'm on a different time zone. I'm still out here in the lovely, beautiful city of New Orleans. Shout out to New Orleans. We've been having a phenomenal time out here, and we're chilling now. I was at Manchew's earlier. Got me some of them Manchew wings, that Manchew fried rice, and I was out there kicking it with crackheads. So I love it. Family, my New Orleans people, I do have a question. Where can I get the big red soda? I cannot find the big red soda. I've been looking for big red soda. Where can I find it? I've been going to all the hood spots. Evidently, strawberry sodas are a big thing in New Orleans. They got all types of brands, but they don't have the big red kind. I want that big red kind. They got one called Big Shot. It's like a bootleg Big Red. That Big Shot strawberry soda, it don't hit like Big Red. I need my New Orleans people to let me know where I can get the big red soda at the hood spots out here. But I'm here. I'm here with you guys, and we're ready to chop it up. Before we get started, y'all know how I get down. I gotta shout out some of the regulars in the room. Let me shout you guys out. Because we do have quite a few people in here. We got Ani Asaru, Court in the building, Carmen in the building. We have FBA Chuck in the building. We have FBA Town Business in the building. Ty Symbol, DJ Rec. We have the Black Republican. We have Highland. We have Sajay G. We have Miss Trinity, the Black Receipt, Brother Maroc. We have Isaac. We have Rashonda. We have Jay Kaimami. We have Red Cloud, and the Tethernator should be in here in a minute. We got Ernest. So shout out to everybody in here. We got to get right into it. There's a lot we got to discuss. We're going to have some callers call in. So y'all, when you get your questions ready, put your hand up, get in the queue, and be ready. Don't hit the request button by mistake. We have a lot of that. People hitting the request button, and I put them up, and they're like, "What? I didn't mean to push the button. I was in here soaking my greens, and I made a mistake and hit the phone with my elbow." Okay, let's not do all that. We want you on here purposely. All right, purposely, and I need you guys to give me a retweet. Everybody, give me a retweet to let folks know we're live now. We got almost 500 people in here in the first 30 seconds, so you know it's going to be a doozy. It is going to be a doozy. First thing, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about, there was a press conference with the family of Carmelo Anthony down in Texas. Carmelo Anthony, for those who don't know, you've been hiding under a rock. That's the black child who was forced to defend himself from an aggressor or two aggressors, allegedly, who approached him, harassed him, and then allegedly put hands on him. And he was forced to defend himself. He got locked up. Um, there was some crowdfunding for his bail. A judge listened to some of the evidence and looked at his record, seeing that this guy was clean as a whistle. So she lowered the ridiculous bail that he had. He had $1 million bail, lowered the bail to 250K. He got out immediately, and the white supremacists lost their minds. The white supremacists are very upset that a black person who's accused of this kind of crime, harming a white person, was able to just get out of jail, period, even though he's not free because, he's under house arrest from what I understand, and, you still have a trial coming up. But see, with the white supremacists, this don't look good. The fact that he got out and the fact that people are talking about self-defense, which this is a self-defense case. So they feel a certain way about it. They're really crying and kicking and screaming. They've been threatening the judge. They've been threatening Carmelo's family. They've been trying to intimidate them. So there was a press conference with the family and a spokesperson, and the father of Austin Metcalf showed up to the press conference wearing some shades, looking like he's trying to intimidate. And they had him removed. They were like, no, he needs to go. And the white supremacists online was like, oh God, they attacked the victim's father. No, no, no. There was no attack of anything. That man had no reason coming up there. What the hell are you going up there for other than to try to intimidate and harass the family? And does intimidation and harassment run in the family? I mean, that's why allegedly his son got caught out there intimidating and harassing Carmelo for no reason. Carmelo wasn't interacting with this guy, so Metcalf, the student, goes up to the guy, harassing him allegedly, assaulting him allegedly, and things went left. So, does the apple fall far from the tree, ladies and gentlemen? Is this what's taught in the home? Because, yeah, the father he had no reason going up there. This is a very sensitive time. Why are you going to the press conference and trying to really sully the case to a certain degree? Because basically he went up there, and people look at it as him trying to intimidate the family and their supporters. His presence was likely meant to create an atmosphere of fear and discomfort. This is on some Mississippi burning type thing. And people ain't going for it. Also, it looked like he was allegedly, we're talking about the dad. And again, people are saying that there's some real janky stuff on his record. People are saying that that dad has some janky stuff allegedly on his record, allegedly. But he was trying to create a media moment so he could shift the narrative by him showing up uninvited. He knew the cameras would kind of catch it. And he inserted himself into the public discussion to try to flip sympathy back towards his side. Yeah. Also, looked like what he was trying to do, he's showing up, he's trying to provoke some type of emotional or reactive outburst. You see, you got to be very careful with these folks because see, if somebody from Carmelo's side had reacted harshly to this guy showing up, they were going to use that in the media. They were going to run with it. So they're trying to be slick by having this guy go up here. And if somebody were to yell at him, they will, oh, look how irrational. Oh, they're attacking us. Oh, look at him. Oh, look at him. So, they were trying to really put a monkey wrench in Carmelo's defense because Carmelo's a squeaky clean kid. The kid is squeaky clean. They haven't been able to sully him in the media. That's been a problem. That's been a problem for these white supremacists. They can't sully Carmelo. Now, the people who got a shaky background is the Metcalf family. Their background is shaky. That family, the dad got a GoFundMe, the mom got a separate GoFundMe. It's all over the place with these people. And the dad, there's some stuff. People are talking about some real funny style stuff allegedly on his record. Um, Carmelo, on the other hand, he grew up in a two-parent home, honor student, captain of the team, sports team, athletic, works a job. Good kid, man. Just a good kid all the way around. So somebody's trying to bully this kid and nobody's doing anything about it. You're bullying this kid. You have to kind of do what you need to do to defend yourself. You see? So they can't thug him up. They can't talk about, well, oh, he came from a broken home or somebody was on crack. They can't do that to him. Good kid, good home. And he was just apprehended by, allegedly apprehended by some intimidating figures. And because they can't sully him, the media, they've been trying to lie on him. They tried to lie, and I talked about this the other day. They tried to lie and say they got that money from GoFundMe or from the Give, Send, Go crowdfunding site, and they got the money and immediately bought a house and bought an Escalade. And oh, they're just splurging with the money that was raised. Family, and that came out to be a lie. Number one, that house, and I talked about that the other day. They've already had that house. They've been in that house. Also, they've already had that car. Think about it. It takes more than 4 days to buy a damn house. All right. Y'all should have known that was cap right there. It takes way more than 4 days to buy a damn house. You got to go through escrow. You got to go through a whole bunch of shit to get a damn house. You don't get no house in 4 days. You don't even rent a house in 4 damn days. Come on now. They just line their asses off out here in the media. That works in favor of Brother Carmelo. This shows how desperate these white supremacists are. They're desperate. They gotta sully him. They gotta sully the family. So what they're doing now, because they can't sully him, they can't sully Carmelo. This spokesperson, that Dominique dude, they're digging up his little janky record. They're like, oh, he's been arrested a million times. Oh, this Dominique dude. So this is desperation too. Okay, whoever the Dominique dude is, okay, he's been arrested. Who gives a damn? All right. So what? That ain't got nothing to do with Carmelo. He's not related to Carmelo. He's not even Carmelo's lawyer. I don't know why they have him as a spokesperson for the family. Now that I don't know. And many of us on the grassroots, we're questioning that Dominique dude. So yeah, that's he's a nothing burger. We're questioning that dude, but what he's doing or what his get down is has absolutely nothing to do with Carmelo. But again, they're trying to just sully the waters as much as they can. So they're trying to create a moment. See? So the dad showing up to the press conference, they're trying to bait the family into making statements or bait the supporters into making a statement or making an action or saying something emotional that they can flip and spin. And also, Metcalf's dad showing up, he's trying to appeal allegedly to the white sympathizers watching at home. So the whole grieving white father trope um, that they're trying to overshadow of a supposed celebrated black defendant. See, they're trying to energize that white supremacist base so they can get public sympathy for the white supremacist base out there. And what they're trying to do, they're trying to apply some indirect pressure on the judge and the legal system. See, the media coverage of a grieving white father showing up to a press conference, they think that's going to influence public opinion and sway a jury or whatever. So there is a lot of performances out here. So a lot of performances out here. And what they're trying to do also, they're trying to really signal he showed up to allegedly to kind of signal to these white supremacist networks and media outlets because his appearance could be a dog whistle. Yeah, an act of defiance that can be spun and amplified by the far right networks to rally behind the idea that justice has been stolen from them. Because the white supremacists are just losing their minds with this case. The white supremacists are running around here talking about, oh God, we have to save our race. The white race is now in jeopardy. The fact that they can't railroad a brother into jail, and the fact that they just can't run up on black folks, touching them and telling them to get up and move like it's the Jim Crow era. If they can't do that, does life have meaning? Listen to them. They feel like they're just entitled to run up on black people anytime they feel like it and make us move and get up and shut up and just do whatever they tell us to do. And when we're like, no, those days are over. And then when the system, we're becoming more sophisticated in learning how to work within the parameters of the system to make it work in our favor. And the process of equal justice, they were like, oh, wait a minute. This is white genocide. Oh, they're so damn dramatic. There's such, all of them are Karens. All of them are Karens. And listen to them when they talk about we got to save the white race. Look, what does that mean? Save them from who? Nobody's doing anything to you. We're just not letting you beat up on us no more. We're saying that you just can't run up on us and just have your way with us like we're your goddamn pets and you can kick us around anytime you feel like it. And then you create these self-defense laws that you practice to the teeth. You sit up here and say that verbal altercations warrant lethal self-defense, just like Jordan Neely, who didn't touch anybody, but they sat here and justified that man's killing by saying, well, he broke the social contract by yelling. Well, damn it, Austin Metcalf broke the social contract by harassing and putting his hands on people. Same thing. We're letting you know we're going to apply the same laws that you sat here and said that we have to respect. Your ass have to respect it too. No. Oh God, no. Not me, dude. I have to respect the same laws. No, I need privilege. That's what save the white race means. We as whites gotta have privilege. It ain't about no equality. Damn equality. It's about dominating. Save the white race means we gotta maintain white supremacy. You gotta save the power structure. They want to protect the dominance that white society historically has held over every institution in America. Save the white race equals fear of equality. You see, this phrase, that's a reaction to Black people gaining support, justice, visibility. Equality to them means a loss for them. See, any type of Black empowerment, they look at that as white erasure. See, save the white race, that means preserve the racial hierarchy. See, that's a code. That's a code word for keeping the social order where the white supremacists are on top. They see any challenge to that is a threat. They're not under attack. Nobody's attacking you. But because of your privilege is unchecked and that's being exposed, that's just not happening no more. Nobody's attacking you. You're just not being allowed to attack others when you feel like it. Well, that's a crazy privilege these folks have. This crazy sense of entitlement where they can just abuse people at will. And when you can't, oh, there's something wrong with the system. Save the white race, that means target Black influence. When they feel like Black people are being publicly defended or unified, like in this case with Karmelo, so many Black people are unifying and protecting him. They're like, hey, wait a minute. Why all these Black people on code? So now they've got to shame Black solidarity so they can disrupt unity. Remember, they have whole COINTELPRO programs, and the name of the COINTELPRO program, the basis of it was to do what? To stop Black unity. This is what they were saying in the COINTELPRO documents. We cannot have Black people unified. Black unity is one of the biggest threats to national security. When we start unifying, they get upset. When we are around each other and we're not fighting, because what the white supremacists like, I want y'all to understand something. The white supremacists, they get off on us fighting. When they talk about, oh God, Black on Black crime, oh, you guys are just fighting all the time. They love that. They love that because they orchestrate that type of shit. They love it. That's why the websites like World Star and all that, those sites were popular with white supremacists. White supremacists were making sites like World Star popular. That was popular among them. They love seeing black people fighting and whooping on each other. That's like a wet dream to them. And that's why a lot of these platforms they like to instigate beefs with black people. They love instigating beefs because see they can monetize that and we're less of a threat when we're fragmented and fighting. Now when black people get on code with each other, we ain't fighting and we're looking at the real enemy. Now they start shaking in their boots. They're like, oh, they're gonna start looking at me. Oh, we got to get these niggas fighting. Let me instigate something. So we got to understand what that means. But the thing is, when they start talking about save the white race, they got to repackage racism as victimhood. See, they have to flip the script and pretend that the white supremacists, are the real victims. See, they cloak their racial resentment into false victimhood so they can really deflect from the actual systematic injustices that's faced by us. That's why they always saying, "Oh, the most racist people are blacks because somebody called me a honky." Yeah, there's no black racism. The only black racism is somebody calling you a name. It's not backed up by any systematic power. The white supremacists can call you a name and it's backed up by systematic power. That is racism. Somebody simply calling you a name with no power to back it up isn't racism at all. White supremacy is way more than just name calling. When they say save the white race, see, that's a panic over cultural shifts. See, right now, the white supremacists, them birth rates are struggling. Them birth rates are struggling. And also they're losing a lot of their cultural and demographic control. And that's a problem. And there's a lot of intimidation about that. And also, when they talk about save the white race, that means they need to undermine justice movements. When there's black-led justice movements, they have to delegitimize them. You see, by framing them all as anti-white. So when they talk about save the white race, that's also a dog whistle for violence and physical force. See that those phrases save the white race, those always been tied to a lot of these violent white nationalist groups. You see, whenever they want to start doing hate crimes, it's always on some we got to save the white race. Whenever these white supremacists do these mass shootings, it's on some save the white race. Speaking of that, there was a suspected white supremacist who did a mass shooting earlier out there at FSU, right? Went up there shooting. I don't even know how many people he shot. These suspected white supremacists shoot up people every other day. I can't even keep up no more. There's another white boy shot up somebody. This kid, a man, I ain't gonna call him a kid. Was he 20 or 22, something like that. Went up there shooting up the damn school, and his mama was a sheriff deputy. Yeah, from what I understand, this guy who shot up the spot, his mother was a damn sheriff's deputy. His mother was in law enforcement. And they said he used one of her damn guns, allegedly. So this culture, this dude's mother is a part of the damn system, and you're raising a little terrorist monster, allegedly. Yeah, these folks are just on one, man. But the thing is, when they talk about save the white race, that's about anti-black retaliation. See, they see all the black support that Carmelo Anthony's getting. They see that as an act of rebellion. See, all of everybody out here supporting Carmelo, they're looking at it as all these Negroes have gotten off the plantation and they're running amok. So now they're trying to find out ways to retaliate, but they want to do it without getting their asses handed to them. So it's a real interesting thing that's going on out here with these white supremacists, man. We got a lot of folks in here. Hold on. Do I need to get some calls in here? Let me get some calls in here. We got a lot of people in here. Let's get Mr. Let's get Mr. Greg. Miss Greg Y. Mr. Greg Y. Hop on in, Greg. Mr. Greg, hop on in. Looks like Greg, are you in Texas? Mr. Greg, hop on in, sir. Unmute your microphone if you can.
Okay, how's that?
There you go. I can hear you, Mr. Greg. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm in Georgia.
Okay, you're in Georgia. Okay.
Yeah, about Carrollton, Georgia, about 40 miles east of
Oh,
Atlanta.
there you go. Cool. So what's on your mind, Mr. Greg?
Well, sir, I've been sitting here kind of listening to you talk about, white supremacists and all the good old boys up there counting down on the lowlives, trying to. Man, there's only one race, the human race.
Oh Lord. Okay.
And I serve God. Jesus is my brother. And he taught us to love one another.
Mm.
Am I wrong?
Right. He did teach us to love one another.
And so, growing up, I got picked on stuff. I was 14. I got hit by a car, put in a coma for 3 months. And I'm 50, going to be 56 next month.
Okay.
But I was 14 when I got hit by the car. I was 16, no, 17 when I broke my back in a motorcycle wreck. I grew up down in South Florida, in Broadview Park, and my first girl I took to a prom was a nice young lady, African American.
So you took a black woman to the prom.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Now I had a lot of go from different people. She's my wife right now.
Oh,
Is a Nigerian woman.
she's a Nigerian woman.
Yes, sir.
Mm. Okay.
See, I was raised. I was raised when I was younger, in my young days. Had a lot of fights. I played guitar and been in a lot of barroom battles, And I've learned one thing,
Mm-hmm.
and that is that it makes no difference what your outer skin is. We all bleed red.
There you go, Greg. Thank you so much, Greg. I appreciate you, Greg. Too easy, guys. That's too goddamn easy. All right. Too easy. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just like clockwork. And I didn't even want to do, I didn't want to get into his political views. I already know, you already know. I'm not going to waste your time. This is just too easy. I can almost guarantee this dude was going, so he's a Kyle Rittenhouse. When you start asking about Kyle Rittenhouse and Daniel Penny, they'll justify that, all that human race, and we're just one race. When he said, "Yeah, I got a black woman," oh, she's Nigerian. Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, I already know. I'm not going to even bore you. This is just too easy. Way too easy. I'm just going to save time. We already know where that's going. He got him a damn tether bed wench up there, and he thinks that that's his cover. He don't know that it's a whole new paradigm shift right now. You running around here, these hillbillies with a tether that ain't proving nothing. Y'all listen, I'm too easy. Let me explain to the tethers, some of you older cats who might not know what the new deal is now. You running around saying ain't no racism, you ain't racist because you got you some foreign tether family. That means nothing right now. When we see that, that reinforces what we believe about you at this point. Because that tether you got probably shares the same anti-black views as you do. Yeah. They probably share the same anti-black views, which many of them do. That's why you got them. Y'all ain't slick with that. I'm dating a black person. First he said African American. I'm dating an African American. I was about to go there, but he went there before I got there. She's Nigerian. Oh, because when he said that, I'm like, wait a minute, because I was about to go there. I was about to go there. One thing I know about my FBA women, they're not going to be with no Georgia hillbilly. I was about to go there. I was like, African American. Hold on. He beat me to the punch. That raised my antennas. Ain't no FBA woman gonna be with no Georgia hillbilly. This dude sound like he lives in a trailer park somewhere. No disrespect. There's nothing wrong with living in a trailer park. I'm not saying that. People with your economic situation is your economic situation. But I got an African American. Ain't no sister who's right by Atlanta with all the money in Atlanta. Wait, there's too much money in Atlanta. There's a strip club in Atlanta. A sister hit up before she get with a goddamn hillbilly. She be at Magic City popping pussy before she get a hillbilly. Now hold on. So wait a minute. Wait a minute. Ain't no FBA sister gonna be with no damn Georgia hillbilly. Cause he sound like he go fishing every Thursday. He sound like he got an old pickup truck. You know, come on. What's up, Greg? I see you. I'm kind of busting your chops a little bit, Greg, but it's all love. Shout out to you and them Chuke. Goodness, goodness, goodness. Y'all raise your hand. It's gonna be one of them times. Y'all, we're in here heavy. Raise your hands, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get up in here. Let's get what's your name? Mia. Let's get a Mia in here. A Mia in the building. Hey, beloved, how are you?
White supremacists that they need to worry about why their offspring keep shooting up these schools and why their wives keep raping the students at the schools.
Mm,
You know, hmm so
yeah.
yeah. So if we haven't learned anything else, hmm if we haven't learned anything else, each time that we are met with white supremacist talking points, let's just all call it for what it is. It's white projection. All right, fam. Have a good
Thank
day.
you so much. Yeah, yeah. These white women always getting caught up with these damn students. There was another white woman who got arrested for what she was laying up with a middle school student. Like, damn, middle school, that's sixth to the eighth grade. Like, damn, what y'all getting them right in puberty? What kind of shit is that? Man, it's crazy out here in these hillbilly streets. Man, raise your hand, family. Raise your hand. Do we have any more hillbillies in here? I see Brother Greg in here. I see Yoshi. I see Brother McCall. I see Great Black Shark. But family, back to these white supremacists being upset about the Carmelo Anthony situation. Because right now, listen, this is making these white supremacists galvanize their forces right now. They're really galvanizing their forces. They're talking about having a rally this weekend out there in near Dallas, Frisco, out there in that area. So they're talking about having a rally. They're running around here. Oh man, we gotta galvanize. We gotta save our white race. Oh, white lives matter. And they're using this Carmelo Anthony case to galvanize their forces because, see, they see black self-defense as a threat to white dominance. See, the white supremacists, they operate on the belief that only they should have the right to use force or be justified in violence. When a young black man successfully argues self-defense, that challenges that racial hierarchy that they upheld. They also feel like they're entitled to control the justice system. See, they see a black defendant like Carmelo receive due process and bail. Now they feel like there's a loss of control. They see so many folks galvanizing. They're used to a system that disproportionately punishes black people. So fairness, it looks like favoritism. They're running around here talking about black privilege. An equal shot to them is a privilege to us. That's how uneven the shit has been for so long. And what they're really mad at, family, they're really upset that the black community unified so quickly. The speed in which we rallied support around Carmelo financially and socially, that exposed how powerful and organized black unity can be. That's threatening to these white supremacists because they, like I said, they depend on division. They don't want us being on code. That's why anytime you see black people having a good time, notice the white supremacists get upset. Whenever there's a lot of black people having a great time, I saw a video where some of the white supremacists got upset. It was a cruise ship with a bunch of black people partying and just having a good time. It was a cruise ship and black people just dancing and just and really enjoying themselves. And the white supremacists like, how many of you would like to be on this boat, dude? They were just real salty about black people having a good time. They were just trying to find something negative about it. Oh God, if I go there, I'll probably have to watch my wallet. Just saying, just projecting all of this weird stuff. But the fact that they hate to see black people happy and enjoying ourselves because that means unity. Any form of unity to them with black people is a threat. Like, no, we need these Negroes mad. Let's put some crack in there, put some drink in there, just do something to make them mad and fight. These Negroes are too damn happy. Oh, we got to bust that happiness up. Because when they see black people that swimming and all that, okay, but who lives here? Are you authorized to be in this pool? You know, the Karen bullshit starts. Notice when you see these Karen videos, when do you see them? These Karens pop out where there's a bunch of black folks somewhere enjoying themselves, especially black kids. Whenever they see black children enjoying themselves, they got to come through with the bullshit. See, the thing is, the reason why they're trying to galvanize behind this case, see, the white supremacists, they're obsessed with restoring law and order when black people push back against white supremacy. When black people start demanding justice and then using our collective power to produce justice, oh, it's like, oh, they're being violent against us by using the law in their favor. Oh my God. Look at how they're victimizing the white man. Oh God. You see, they just go overboard with it. Oh, we have to restore law and order. They're all going to get us. And with this Carmelo case and with the Austin Metcalf case, see what they want to do. They want to create a new martyr moment for their movement, just like they did with Kyle Rittenhouse, just like they tried to do with Amber. What's her name? Ashley Babbitt. They want to create a martyr for white supremacy. They want to frame any black person defending themselves from them as the enemy so they can galvanize more people, even when they're doing wrong. Now, again, Ashley Babbitt was breaking into the Capitol building, being warned repeatedly to stop. She wouldn't stop, got them hot things in her. Just like with Austin Metcalf. He was approaching and accosting Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony warned him repeatedly. Austin just kept doing it, and Carmelo had to do what he needed to do to get out that situation. And then they try to flip it and be like, oh my God, we were treated so unfairly. No, you were warned. And these people, they believe that they're losing control over the narrative. Um, and they're used to using their dog whistles like thugs and gang affiliated and um, product of a single parent home. That's not working right now. That's why they're getting frustrated. See, the Carmelo case, that's exposing how biased the system is. And the white supremacists, they hate losing the propaganda war. Because, see, their propaganda isn't working for them right now. See, they can't frame this story like they want to frame it. The propaganda is falling flat. So, what they're trying to do, they're trying to test the limits for public tolerance of their bullshit ass rhetoric. They're trying to see how many lies they can get out here, and they're trying to put out as much misinformation as possible. That's a sign of desperation. I'm telling you, that's going to work in the favor of Brother Carmelo. You see? And right now, they're panicking about losing their monopoly on victimhood. See, the white supremacists, they always push the idea that they're the real victims of reverse racism. So Carmelo's his fair treatment, that's disrupting the whole narrative. And it's showing that the system can operate fairly, not just in the favor of the white supremacists. This is how a system operates fairly. They do not like that at all. And here's another thing right now, they're trying to organize a little rally out there in Dallas, and they keep having to move the venues. Nobody knows where it's going to be. They keep having to move the venue, or it was supposed to be at the track place, then it was going to be at the school. So the police, they keep kind of giving them warnings and heads up. And understand the police, many of them are clicked in with these white supremacist groups. So they're allied with these white supremacists. Let's be very clear, especially down there in Dallas, in that Texas area. A lot of these white suspected white supremacist cops are clicked in with these white supremacist organizations. So they're warning them and kind of giving them the heads up and kind of letting them know, hey, we might not be able to get out there and be full force allies with you on the front end. And there's a reason for that, right? They got to understand police there, they got to maintain plausible deniability, because first they got to pretend to be neutral and professional, even though they're quietly sympathizing with these people. um they understand that these white supremacists getting out there around that Dallas area, around that area, trying to act a fool. Everybody ain't passive. It's a whole different energy out here, and they might be met with a certain energy they don't want to be met with. Just like out in LA, the police, remember some years ago when these white supremacists thought they were going to be slick, and you always hear me mention this, and they were going to go do a protest at Maxine Waters' office because they didn't like something Maxine Waters said. So it was like the Proud Boys and the Three Percenters, all of these little white supremacist groups. They were going to be bold and come out to LA and do a protest right in front of Maxine Waters' office. Here's the problem. Her office is in South Central Los Angeles, surrounded by Crip and Blood sets. That was the problem. And the police warned these groups, hey guys, we can't really go out there with you. Yeah, if you go out there, we're going to let you know now, you're going to be on your own, because we know what LA is really about, and we can't be involved in that. That'll be a liability for the city. We just can't be out there. So you're going to be on your own. So these goofy white supremacists tried to go out there on their own without the police, because the police let them know we can't really do it. We can't. Mm-mm. So they thought they were going to be bold. They were going to test the waters. They were going to try to be the conquistadors, to put a pinky toe in the game and see how hot the water was. And they took their asses out there to South Central LA. Their asses didn't even make it out of traffic. They got their asses whooped at stoplights. They didn't even get to park. Them brothers was whooping their asses in traffic. They were getting dragged up and down the street in South Central LA. They didn't even make it. It was a horrible look for them. They think something like that might happen in Dallas. That's why they're letting these white supremacist groups know, hey man, we might not be able to rock with you like we want to. We might not be able to be out there rocking with you if y'all go out there talking crazy and using the N word and trying to intimidate folks. It might go different out there in that area. So we're just giving you the heads up. You see, so it's going to be very interesting to see what they try to do. Well, y'all, let me get some more folks in here because we do have a lot of people in here. Y'all raise your hand in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Raise your hands. Raise your hand if you are ready to chop it up. We got a lot of folks in here. Let's get Billy Ray. Billy Ray Valentine from Trading Places. Billy Ray Valentine. What's up, Billy Ray?
What's going on, Tariq? How you doing, brother?
I'm good, brother. How are you, Billy Ray?
Oh man, glad it's finna be the weekend. Nice Easter coming up. Just wanted to show you some love from Milwaukee.
Oh, yes.
No, I just really wanted to touch on what you just said about what they trying to do in Dallas with the white supremacy and the protests about Carmelo getting bail. But you know the FBA's down there in Dallas, gun owners just like them white folks is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They be ready. So I think
Yep.
he'll have I think he'll be okay. But then also, I would want to see him with some type of protection because, I mean, right now he kind of spearheading a lot of what we've been going through for I don't know how long. But I just hope he gets some more protection around him because they're gonna try to find some convenient way to fuck with him.
Oh yeah, yeah. And he got and he has to kind of be careful to not look too intimidating because that's what they want. They kind of want to provoke him and harass him and the family to the point where they start getting some real hitters to protect him, and they're going to be like, "Oh my God, look at that! Oh God, he has the Black Panthers! Oh God, they're gonna take over. They're gonna rape us and take over." Yeah, that's what they want. They want a Black Panther movement, so they can start saying, "Oh, see how violent they are." So, yeah, we see the game that they're trying to play. Great Black Shark, hop on, brother.
Salute to you, black man. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm doing grand, man. I hope you and your family are well. Very briefly, brother, I want to bring this up. I saw a bit of the that press conference there where Austin Metcalf's father tried to rush and intervene there. And see, a lot of white supremacists are trying to gaslight about that because regardless of what he said, talking about he's forgiving, this, that, and the third, I want to impress upon our people this. Don't buy that crap talking about he's a Christian. Most of us would since buy that, but for the good-hearted people amongst us, they might be gullible enough to think that he's sincere about that. I want to tell y'all this. Remember, their clan sisters would sit up in their churches and then leave churches and go right to lynch our people.
Yep.
That's all that long ago in recent history. And then the thing I want to point out also is a lot of white supremacists are upset because they had him escorted out. Well, here's the thing. He could have been there to shoot any one of that family.
Right.
You can't discount that. So they get mad when they start gaslighting when we exercise our common sense and keep in mind that he's a grieving father. And I got to say it again. I don't have sympathy for them because if his child would have kept his hands to himself, he would still be here. And one last thing I want to land with, brother, when you do that redneck impersonating of Southern Judgery, you got to put that twang into it like this, right? You got to put the twang in there. That's it. I'm gonna land, brother.
My man, thank you so much, brother. All right. Let's get Media right.
Yeah, hey, how's it going?
I'm good. How you doing, brother?
All right, yeah. I'm not gonna come on here and try to argue and litigate the whole, Metcalf thing, obviously. But I just had a question though that because I've seen a lot of people saying that this is leading up to another summer of rioting if things don't go the way for black folks or whatever in this case.
Or
And
whites, because the whites are talking about low-key rioting too. They're talking about getting out there in the streets this weekend. So your community, they're talking kind of janky right now too, sir, right?
yeah, but I was actually disagreeing with those people that were saying that though, 'cause based on like what you've been talking about a lot lately. Have there's kind of been like a different take on the protesting lately than there was in 2020. So I actually don't see that happening that the way that it happened in 2020. What do you think? Like if things were to not go the way that in favor of
That's
Carmelo
something.
Anthony or whatever, I
That's
don't
something.
see it being the same thing.
We can't call it. You don't know how things will go. We don't know what the spark will be. Just like with George Floyd, nobody expected that to be the spark
Yeah,
because there were so many other cases that were somewhat similar. That one, for whatever reason, that was just the last straw. And that turned up not only the whole country, there were uprisings around the world against the US. There were people throwing Molotov cocktails at US embassies because of the George Floyd thing.
I
So
guess
that's a very bad look for white America. But go ahead.
it's just a question of whether or not it would be kind of grassroots or like a Democrats led initiative to take advantage of the situation. I guess is kind of the main
No,
thing that I was.
yeah, both political parties are going to take advantage of situations like that. Both of them, the
Yeah,
Democrats and the Republicans. The Republicans run, that's red meat to them. They run. Oh God, look at the savages. Tune into my show. We're going to talk about how savage they are, and it's sponsored by Coca-Cola. So everybody's going to make a buck
yeah,
out of
that's
it.
true.
Yeah,
Both
both
parties
sides.
try to take. All right, yeah,
Right.
that's all I got.
Thank you so much. Yeah, all of them. They try to make a buck out of it. So yeah, we're not just gonna put it on the Democrats, which they do. The Democrats send their bought and paid for shields out there to act as leaders, and their job is to shift the narrative. Oh God, what happened to this black person is horrible. It's just like these immigrants over here, and we need to galvanize behind them. So they all shift narratives and work shit in their favor.
Slide on that rude work. Slide on that rude work. Slide on that rude work. Slide on that rude work.